Hey, good evening, good evening. Yes, I just remembered something else. I want to share something with you. Well, today when I was walking my dogs, I went up this strip and it was a movie theater and I saw that it had this message on it that it does a 4D game or something, like a 4D movie experience. So I go in, and in short, what it is, they give you these virtual reality glasses, and you play these virtual reality games. Some of the games are solo. One of the games you can do by yourself, and the other games you have to have other people with you. But there's another on this same strip in New York City. There's another place on that same strip that specializes in virtual reality games. Yeah, I went in that. This was a couple of months ago. And I went inside. I was curious. Someone was outside handing out flyers, and I was curious. So me and the person I was with go inside to investigate. That one was expensive, but you have a full immersion in it, and you're there for a while, But why I make mention of this is this. Now, I was thinking, why all these virtual reality games now? Why is this becoming so popular? And again, nothing wrong with these games. I even have a virtual reality glasses, the goggles. I have Oculus Rift, and I got it almost a year ago. So, I have it. But I'm wondering why it's becoming more mainstream now. It has its side effects, like the virtual reality goggles. You really can't do it for long. You start to feel a little nauseous, and maybe, a funny feeling in the center of my chest. Is really weird. So it's not something you could really do for a long time. Maybe 10 minutes or something like that. I wouldn't really encourage to do it for hours. I would be afraid for that person. Yeah, I can only do it for a short time. But anyway, then what came to my memory was a movie that I saw about a month ago. It was called Downsizing. Again, downsizing, initially I thought it was just about someone who was society that wanted something better. They were tired of the so-called rat race, and you want to have more for less, and save the planet. So if everybody downsize, you're saving resources, blah blah blah. And then this married couple, went to do this procedure that's not reversible. It's irreversible. And at the last minute, the wife changes her mind, but the husband had already done it. And I thought the movie was going to be basically about how the husband copes in navigating in this new environment. And it had nothing to do with what I thought it was going to be about. It was totally went left. It was really different, but very interesting though. But so why I bring that movie out is that, okay, so you have, Hollywood is really a feeler of what they want you to be. It's an indoctrination. They want to introduce to the general population a particular thing for them to accept. So now they put out that feeler about getting away from the regular world and escaping. It was about escapism. But that's the same thing about virtual reality on some level. That virtual reality is about living in, experiencing a new world and being like the master of the world. You're in control. You can, you notice a lot with the games, it's all about violence and killing, and I don't know why it's that. They want that. I mean, when I went to the theater today, the 4D theater, the game that they had was a space thing and monsters and blood. I don't know who wants to see blood. I don't like violence like that. But either way, so what's the point of this? Why are you having this? So you got this movie that's talking about escapism and shrink, so you save the resource and you get more for less. Okay, that's a key thing also. You get more for less. And then virtual reality, the goggles and everything. I'm thinking that they want this virtual reality game to be so real and it to be considered entertainment, but it's to make you insensitive or numb to violence. It wants you to like violence. And I think in part I think they want to introduce this type of war. It's going to be something bloody, I think. A bloody, bloody, bloody war. It could be like a space war, because the creatures that they have in these games, a lot of space things I notice. And I think that they're revving up for people to be fighting interdimension, outer space things, because everything is about these weaponry in war, especially for the guys. The guys are really focused on war and these demon-like things, and it's an escapism. So okay, either you shrink and they would trap you in there. With that movie, if something like that could really happen, don't you realize when someone says, oh, to get more for less? Well, the same people that are controlling this world system's also going to control that downsize thing also. They can make the slaves the little tiny people, right? They can say, we're going to give you that beautiful home and have all the luxuries. And then when you get there, they say, oh, sorry. Right? Just like people buy things today, and they bring home, it's like a potato, like a rock in the potato bag. They can say anything. I think I'm doing this video to warn you guys that there is trouble ahead. They're going to use deception. They're going to attract you with grandeur for less. Oh, get this fancy home, and it's only going to cost you X amount of dollars. In the real world, you have to be a billionaire, and here, if you downsize it, you live in a majestic world. That's a lie. It's to bait you. They really want you to have it for them on a large scale. Hello? They want you happy? No, they want to control you. Anyone that has that power to shrink you, they can step on you too. Why should they give you anything? Take your money and then step on you. Don't do it. Don't believe them. And then with the VR, okay, the VR, virtual reality games, okay, it's desensitizing you to love violence, to love blood, and to teach you warfare. Because see, the new weapons are these fancy, it's not like the bullets, the rifles and stuff. These are sophisticated weapons that they're going to use in these war, whether you're on another planet. That's what I think. It's a planetary thing. or space thing or spacecraft, and that's what they're gearing you up for you to like it, to introduce you to become hateful of and scareful of so-called aliens. First they try to make you they teach you to hate people who are different than you. You know, they call people south of our borders in the United States aliens, right? Illegal aliens. Let's put up a wall. Well, what if someone from another space, another planet, and they come in to your world, your domain, on these fancy spacecrafts with weapons? Now, they already taught you that aliens are bad and illegal aliens are bad. So what about an alien from another world with sophisticated weaponry and spacecrafts that dumbify your technologies? So you have this virtual reality game desensitizing you, making you want to be a killer, making you think that all things different than you, all aliens are bad. Then you fight them. So I just say, be careful with these games. There might be other things attached to these virtual reality games, that it could be more than just getting your rocks off of shooting and killing. There's an energy, I think, that's also taking place, and I'm concerned about it. I'm concerned about it because, like I told you, that I bought the virtual reality goggles, but you start to feel funny when you have it on. And they even warn you. Anytime you put the goggles on, you get this warning to be careful. One thing, you should be you should be sitting down. About safety, yeah. So I think it's something to it. It might be, I'm wondering whether it's rewiring your head. Really. Things that have that type of warnings, things like that. And this world. I know there was something else I was thinking just before I put this video thing on. Like, one time I was real tired one day, and I was just about to put my head on the pillow to fall asleep. But even before I put my head to the pillow, and before my eyes closed completely, I was dreaming, and in my head, I could actually see, even with my eyes open, something it looked like a film, like a movie projector running real fast. Before I even closed my eyes, like I'm dreaming with my eyes open. I was that tired. But when I'm noticing that the speed it was moving this reel, like film. You're watching a movie and the film racing. I'm wondering, okay, that this body of ours is, again, it's just a vehicle, like a car. It's the person inside that's running it. And my dreaming, even before I even put my head down on that pillow, it's working. And so what happens is when you shift consciousness or awareness, even when you daydream, it's a different awareness. You talk to someone who's daydreaming and they don't hear you. You gotta nudge them, hey, hello? And then they go, oh yeah, oh yes. So it's the same thing. But when we sleep, that's when it's a real shift or daydream. It's the resting of the body. And you see things which we call a dream. So this brain of ours is just a receptor. It doesn't create anything. It is just something that receives information and sends out information. So when I was about to sleep, information was coming in, racing in, but also information is going out. And I'm wondering, when we pray, we're sending out information and someone is receiving it. Why are we so prone to talk or pray? It's like we have a need. I know I have a need, and I don't fully understand it, but it's something that I like to do. So what is it all about? When we pray, when we talk, we're sending out information in the form of, waves, sound waves, and sometimes, people could hear it. If you talk too loud, your neighbors could hear. But on the energy level, someone else could hear. And I think that's where the prayer came from. Someone hears, and that someone could react. And I'm wondering whether this, I know everything sounds so weird when I'm talking about, but just hear me out. Now, what happens if we're just a receptor and receiver? Where is the source of those things that we receive? That is the real reality. That's the reality of what life is all about. And we disguise it in what we call the Bible, the Quran, you name it, it's that. That other thing, the source of all these things, when I was dreaming, it had to come in from somewhere. That is the source of our reality. And that source may be trying to control us, or maybe before we came into this physical body, we came from that other source, and for whatever reason we're here. We're born and then we occupy these bodies, and it's like we have a mission. And some people have happy lives, some people have horrible lives, but for whatever reason we're here. And then we die. The body dies, but I'm learning that the personality, the what they call the soul or the spirit, is an energy that goes somewhere else. And I wonder whether that energy goes to the other, where our origins. So this is all food for thought. And life is happening for a reason. But there is a reality out there, and I hope I'm brave enough to accept this reality. So it's food for, I share this food for thought, and you guys start thinking when you pray or when you sit still and to receive messages from your creator or whatever. Really ask yourself, what are you really doing that for? What is the basis of that? What is the basis of these virtual reality games? Why are the movies getting more into this space stuff, or into this make-believe world like the movie Downsizing that just came out about a month ago? They are all interrelated, and it's about your reality. So again, take care and enjoy the rest of your evening.